Hello, Craftin' Buddies. It's Late Night Lori coming to you on Wednesday, July 30th at 11:25 p.m. Let me get my iPad set up so I can see if anybody joins me. And again, my video looks like it's stretched out a little bit from top to bottom. It's kind of weird. I don't know why it does that. And it looks like I'm a little bit crooked. I don't know if that helps, but welcome. Thanks for either joining me live or catching the replay. I am going to play a little bit tonight with some in colors because guess what? There's going to be a sale. And of course, it is going to be almost the whole month of August. So from August 5th until August 31st, in color products are going to be 15% off. And it says sale applicable only to select 2025 to 2027 in color products. And there may be some exclusions. Linda, not sure how long you can hang out. Well, hang out as long as you can. Hopefully it's going to be short because I have to tend to my sourdough. So I've got some dough kind of on the rise. So I'll be playing with that when I get done here. So anyway, this in color sale is starting on August 5th. So I thought, why not play with some of these in colors? I don't have a whole lot of this one left. This is the 2025 to 2027 in color. So we've got our cloud cover. Well, let's go. Secret Sea, cloud cover, Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger, and Strawberry Slush. So I saw this card and I think it just came across on my Facebook feed. I think it was a Connie Stewart card. So I didn't watch the video. I just see the card and then I try to recreate them usually. So I have some pieces here. So I've got a regular card base, which is our 8.5 by 5.5. As I've mentioned before, and Linda, you'll probably get tired of hearing me say this, but I start out with my 8.5 by 11. I scored it 4 1/4 all the way down so that when I cut it in half at 5.5, I have 2 card bases ready to go. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. And you can see some of my pieces here that I started playing with. The Secret Sea is really dark for this card, so I thought I would do it kind of in 2 little color options here. Now this piece is just an 1/8 inch smaller than a regular card front. So rather than 4 1/4, this is 4 1/8. And instead of 5.5, this is 5 3/8. So I'm going to put that there. My intention is to put this on dimensionals. So you want me to repeat the colors? Strawberry Slush. That's what I have here. This is Secret Sea. We've got that. And then we've got Cloud Cover, which is really kind of it's a grayish blue. And this is the one that Stampin' Up! With the ink pads, there was a color shift. So it didn't go true to what their color expectations were. So they did not release that to anybody but demonstrators. So I'm not sure if those ink pads are still available. I did get one. This is Timid Tiger. And then this is our Darling Duckling. And then there are flat pearls that go with these colors. And we'll probably end up using some of those as well. So you can tell I've used a bunch. I would not have thought that the Timid Tiger would end up being my favorite color of these, but it is. So let me just get this out of the way. So I'm going to show you basically two options. Now I'm going to make both of these because a friend of ours, his dog passed away today, and I feel bad. He's had her for like I think he said she was like 16, maybe 13, 14, 15, in the teens. So he's really sad, of course. So I'm going to send him a card, and I was going to do the Secret C for him. So what I couldn't decide with the Secret C is I'm using the in color sheet here because these in colors come with basically 4 designs. So there's the foliage type design that has stripes on the back, and then there's the floral design that has kind of like a galaxy on the back. So I decided I was going to use the foliage one for this one. And I guess that goes back in there. So I couldn't decide if I wanted to do it on white. Hi, Fifi. I was going to send you a text, Fifi. Fifi, meet Linda. Linda, meet Fifi, who is also Linda. So my 2 Lindas are here tonight. Thanks for coming along. So we're playing with in colors tonight because there's that sale coming up. So anyway, I couldn't decide with this one if I wanted to do, and I'm just going to show you the basic layout, and then I'm going to show you how I got there. 2 Lindas are better than 1, you betcha. Although you're both great. So here it is on white. So this is going to be just a very thin border around here, which I like because it gives it a little bit of brightness. Okay. It would also work on, oh, did you just make that with this pattern? Yeah, I think I saw Connie Stewart do this one. So hopefully you won't be too bored. All right, so then there's this one on cloud cover, which is okay. It's kind of subdued, which would be good for a sympathy card, which is what this one is going to be, Fifi. It's going to be a sympathy card. Our friend, his dog passed away today, so we're going to send him a card. Or I could do it on, oh, you did it on a Make It Monday. Well, not this last Make It Monday, because I was there. Or I could just do it basically tone on tone. So what do you think? Should I do that one on white? And this is getting a little messed up. But Linda, not Fifi Linda, but Linda, I'm going to go through how I fold this. So there it is on white again. There it is on the cloud cover. Because some of this lighter blue is like the bluish gray for cloud cover. Or there it is on Secret C. What do you think? Yeah, I think it came from Connie Stewart. Although I have seen a couple of people, but I think I saw Connie's first. So I'm guessing it came from her. All right, so while we think about what color we want that to be on, I think it was one of last month's Make It Monday. Oh, okay. So you like the cloud cover? It does give it a nice little contrast, but not bright and cheery, kind of like the white might be. So I think cloud cover too. Cloud cover is the first one I pulled out, actually. And what I did was I had it like this at first, and I just didn't, it didn't speak to me. It looked a little flat. So that's why I added the layer, because I thought it looked better. All right. So I know, Linda, you have been Linda before. So I'm going to go ahead and set these to a side because we're going to go ahead and do the cloud cover. I will need to go get a scrap of the cloud cover when I get to the sentiment, but we'll figure that out later. So let me just burnish this. All right, and then this, I'm going to go ahead and take the strip of the DSP, and this is 1.5 inches by 5 3/8. So basically the same as my little layer here. I'm pretty sure it was 5 3/8. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on Linda and I met through work at the technical college, and she was one of the instructors of the program that I managed. And over the years, we've just become fast friends, and Linda is now on my team, in addition to being my friend. So, and we married the same guy, Fifi. Not really, but our husbands are so similar in their personalities. It's crazy. We could be talking about our own and talking about the others at the same time. So anyway, they make us a little crazy sometimes. All right, so here then I'm going to take a piece of my ribbon. That's probably more than you needed to know, Fifi. My team, I only have 5 on my team. And 4 are bronze and 1 is bronze elite. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. And we're just going to wrap this behind here. Now, normally what I do is I put a little bit of, how big is yours, Fifi? Was it just the gals that were there on Monday? Because I think you had 3 there besides me. So I don't know how many you normally have. I don't think I've ever asked you that before. All right, so there's that. And then I'm going to take another little piece of this because I'm just going to make a knot. And I'm just going to slide this under here and make my knot. Why not, right? Because I don't want a big girly bow because this is going to a man. He used to actually work with my husband. They were both police officers. So that's going to go there. And I think I'll just trim this side just a little bit. All right. So now, these pieces, I have 5 of them. Oh yes, I did see Amy. All right, so Amy's the... Okay, so you've got team and customers that were there. Okay, cool. So this I'm going to go ahead and put dimensionals on when we're done. I'm going to put these on before I do that. So I'm just going to lay that there. And this, because my paper is probably slightly wider than 8.5, I've got this little bit of edge here that hangs out. So I'm going to put it so that that extra is actually the bigger one is on top, so I can't see that edge. So that's going to go there. So then I've got these 5 pieces that I'm going to go like this. These are 1 inch by 2.5 inches is what I figured worked for me. All right. So basically what we do is we go like this. All right. And in a second, I'll show you here. I got them kind of messed up. All right. So when you have your slip, the bigger edge. Okay. So this is the 1 inch and this is 2.5. So I wanted, you have to decide what design you want on the inside. And I saw this done. It was actually like a floral. So I don't even remember what the inside was. But you'll take one corner and fold it just over so that you've got basically like you're going to basically score it down here. You're going to mark it like at 1 inch and just fold it over. I just did it by hand. All right. I didn't score. All right. I figured it's close enough. All right. And then you're going to take the other side and you're going to take like the right corner and you're going to take it down. All right. Does that make sense? So right corner, fold it over. I turned it up and I took the right corner over. Okay. So I'll have 3 of those. All right. See that? And then for the other 2, I'm taking, hello, Vicky, welcome from Arizona. So the other 2, I'm going to take the left corner and I'm going to fold it in. And then I'll turn my piece around and I'll take the left corner and fold it in. All right, so I have 2 of those. And I guess, yeah, that's right. All right. So 1 inch by 2.5 inches. take the left corner in, turn it around, take the left corner in. For me, it was easier to keep it straight in my head. Oh, you've made this design before too, Vicky? Yeah, Fifi has as well. This is the first time I've made it. I think I saw it come through my Facebook feed from Connie Stewart. So I thought, oh, I'm going to give that a try. All right. So for me to keep these in my head straight, instead of saying, oh, I'm going to take the left over and the right over, I take the left over, turn it around, take the left over. All right. So I need to be kind of linear when I'm doing stuff like this. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on all of these tabs and glue them down. And I'm not going to use a whole lot of glue because it's not like they're really going to go anywhere. It's not like some fun fold that gets opened and closed a lot. These are just going to sit there and be pretty or masculine, as the case may be. All right. And I didn't even flip these over to see what the striped side would look like outside. I guess I really didn't much care. All right. So you with me, Linda? All right, we're almost done, and then I'll go to the strawberry slush one quick too. All right. So these are all good to go. So because I have 5 of them, it's going to go every other one. These go like this. This goes like this. This goes like this. And that goes like that. So you make almost like a herringbone design, I guess. Okay. So let's go ahead and start gluing them on here. And I'm going to just lay these out here because it fit, I think, pretty perfect when I just did this little skimmed off layer underneath. When I did it on the whole card front, I had just an edge that didn't have a herringbone. So let's go ahead. So far, so good, Linda, good. So we're just going to go ahead and start gluing these on. And I kind of like the idea of doing my little dry fit here so that I can get them lined up as I go. And that kind of helps me keep them straight. And I don't know how, Vicky or Fifi, how you decided to do yours. Did you watch her video? I know Connie does tutorials too if you go to her website, but I didn't do that. I just, sometimes for me it's just the challenge of figuring something out when I see it. So I didn't have any measurements. I just, you know, me, if you've stamped with me before, I just kind of wing it most of the time. So this really is a very, much more simple card than I expected it to be. All right, just like that. And I guess there is just a little edge down here too, but I think that might have been how my trimmer was too. All right, got a little bit of glue on my fingers. A little bit of glue here. There we go. You do that for most of your cards, Vicky? You just wing it? I like that. I like that. All right, and then we'll get some dimensionals here. And I'll try to find a pack that's actually got some on there. So the other thing I like to do when I'm putting ribbon, sorry if I bumped the camera there, I like to just put some tear and tape on there to just give it that little extra security. I don't want it to come loose and look like I don't know how to make cards, right? So we'll just start putting some of these on here. I had a card today. Vicki, it might have been your card actually. I finally went to the post office because I knew it needed a little extra postage because it ended up being too thick. And because it was too thick, it gets the postage rate of a large, like a big folder sort of card or mailing envelope. So I thought, well, that's kind of crazy. So I'll be more careful with my layers. I had quite a few layers on it. All right. So for this then, I have with Sympathy from, yeah, I like to figure it out too, from this Unbounded Love. Now, there are dies that go with this too. Let me find the right ones. All right, so these are the dies that go with this. I guess that one would work. I didn't want anything too girly. And I'm thinking for this one, I know some cards are worth the extra money, Linda. I didn't want anything too girly and I didn't want it too big. So I'm not going to use the dies for this one. I might use it for the Strawberry Slush one. But we're going to go ahead and use the Secret Sea ink. And because I haven't used this, my stamp is, or my ink is really juicy. You can see how some of the blanks are filled in. It'll rinse off. Since this was the first time I used this stamp, I'm not sure what's going on, but it's one big freeze after another. Linda or Vicki, am I freezing? Is it my end? I know the other night Fifi was having some issues. I'm just going to go rinse this off. All right, and then I'm going to close this up. And let's just snip this down. Usually I would get out my trimmer, but I'm feeling brave. Feeling brave tonight. So this I think I want to frame in some Secret Sea. I think it's just a little off. Not on mine. Okay, so Fifi, I think it's you again. And I'm not getting any message on mine that I have unstable internet or anything. So that's going to go on there, and I think I'm going to frame it with just a piece of Secret Sea. I can do that later. You ladies don't need to watch me do that. And then I'm going to put, I think, other videos are doing it too. Well, that's a shame, Fifi. That's annoying. I think I'm going to do the lighter ones here. And we'll do this. Yeah, Unbounded Love does have the dies, and they're quite pretty. I really like, I think this is still current. I really like this one. I'll show it to you because I've cut it out a few times. So this one here, when you cut it, and several of them do this, they'll cut like this one cuts the oval, but this is an outline, and then you're left with the inside piece that's got nothing. So what I did is I cut it out of two different pieces, two different colors, and then I kind of paper pieced together. So you can see here, there's, let me go like this so you can see it better. So there's that outline piece from this. And I love the leaves. We had another set that did this Sentimental Park, I think was the other one. And then that I stamped on that one, but I didn't end up using it. Excuse me. So that's how that one looks. And I thought it was just gorgeous. Now on this one, I was careful when I took it off my plate. Yeah, these dies, they are gorgeous and very versatile. And this one even has just the little leaves that you can do separate. I didn't cut any of those out extra. But here you can see I left some of those void pieces in there to kind of give the leaves a different look. Okay. And I mean, you could do paper piercing for that too if you were patient enough. I'm not. And then all I did was I put some tear tape on the back to hold those pieces in. So this one I left most of them in. This one I left about half of them, and then this one I took out the whole way. So it was kind of fun to do like the leaf piece in a green, and then I cut the whole thing out again with the basic white, and then I just flip-flop them. Okay. So yeah, these are pretty cool. And then because there's so many different size sentiments here, like little one, friend, those could even fit in here. This little circle could have the peace, the love, the hope. I mean, there's a lot of versatility there. So this is a nice bundle. All right. So Unbounded Love stamp dies. All right, so let's get this out of the way. Oh, yeah, my cough drops. That's the last one in that container. All right, so here's this one. And like I said, I'm going to layer this on a piece of probably Secret Sea, because I think if I do cloud cover, well, cloud cover might work because I do have the little border here of the cloud cover. So I'll play with that later. Okay, I'm just going to set those aside. So let's do our Strawberry Slush. And get that out of there. And Strawberry Slush, I was just going to stamp hello. So let's go ahead and stamp hello quick. That is, if you ladies want me to go ahead and do a second card, maybe I'll do a die with that one. Let me rinse this off quick. One of the benefits of having a sink close by. I'm very lucky that I have that in my space. The stamps are very nice. So I think we could do just a little hello. And then I wonder, we could do another hello out of some of the Designer Series paper maybe. Let's see. We'll take a piece of this that I had left over from last night, and we'll do that side. We'll run that through. All right. So I already have my ribbon, and let's just go ahead and start folding these. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This piece is going to go on this layer. Yeah, it's the second card. Yay. Linda, did Lenny go to bed already? Because Paul went upstairs, so he was snoring in the chair. So it doesn't matter what time I go to bed now, because he'll be asleep. And like I said, I have to finish my bread anyway. So Fifi and Vicky, I do sourdough bread too. When it wasn't, 90 some degrees here, I was baking a little more often. Oh, that's right, Linda. You do have to be on the road tomorrow. So thanks for popping in, Linda. It was nice having you here to collaborate. If you see Corey tomorrow, tell him I said hello. All right, so I'm just going to trim that a little bit. That'll be fine. All right. So then again, I'm going to put my ribbon on here. So we're going to get these easy things out of the way. I love it that, you know, when you're on here, it's like everybody's friends. Drive carefully, Linda. All right, and then we'll take a little bit of tear tape. Make sure that's on there. Yeah, that's on there pretty straight. And we'll just secure it a little bit more because I'm funny that way. And then I'll wait to put the dimensionals on this until we've folded these pieces. And we'll put our little knot on here. And I'm going to go ahead, well, that didn't turn out quite as nice as last time. There we go. We'll put like this. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and do those die cuts so that I don't lose my dies. So I'm just going to pull in my little mini, my little Betsy instead of Bossy Betty. All right, base plate, cutting plate. This one I can run through anywhere. And I offset my plates. Fifi and Vicky, you probably know to do that because you're pretty seasoned, but other people might not realize. And then I have a magnet plate under here that I got at Amazon. And then I put one of my Stamparatus magnets on here. Any magnet would work. And then I can just throw my dies here and not risk losing them. So then let's take this little one. And I'm going to put just a little piece of washi tape on here. And feed that through here. Hopefully keep it centered. So anybody else that's joining me live, go ahead and let me know where you're from. Feel free to participate. Add to the conversation if you like. Welcome. All right, so I can get rid of this. And this will just go like that. I think that'll look nice. I don't think I'm going to put the white piece on dimensional, so I can just glue that right now so that I don't lose it. And these both have stitch edges on them. I don't know if you can see that, but there. All right, so that can go up there. Now, here we go with these. So, do I want that on the outside? I think I want the flower on the outside. So, we're going to just flip these over. I'm going to take the right corner and fold it over on each of these. Pretty basic. And those of you who joined late, these are 1-inch strips by 2.5-inch strips, and we need 5 of them. And this is a 1.5-inch strip by 5 3/8 with a little layer that is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. All right. So there's those 3. Now I'm going to just flip them all over. And I'm going to take the right corner over again. Okay. And I could get my bone folder, but my fingernail works just as well. It's just a short run, so some reminders coming up. Okay. This is the tedious part, but you know, it's easy at least. How did Vicky and Fifi, how did you do yours? Did you measure and fold, or did you just wing it? So then these two, I'm taking the corner from the left and folding it over. You just folded. Vicky, I think we're probably pretty similar. We just wing it. And then we'll just turn these around and take the left over again to make that angle. You winged it too? We're just all rebels. All right, so that's done. So then we're going to every other one. This one will go here. This one will go here. This one will go here. This one here. And this one here. And then again, we can start gluing. Yeah, just folding it without really giving it too much thought, I think, is a little faster. And quite honestly, I think it's a forgiving enough design that it doesn't have to be exact. Oh, you know what I didn't do right there? I didn't glue down those little flaps. So we'll do that last this time. It'll be fine. And what I will probably do is make this card in the other three in colors as well. You left those unglued, huh? I'm afraid do they get stuck on the, do they get hung up on the envelope at all when you're putting the envelope in and out? That is part of the fun, I suppose, to have them free. And I guess I didn't look at the picture. Not too bad, okay. I didn't really look at the picture closely enough to see if they were affixed or not. And I feel I have a little bit of glue on my fingers. So maybe I'll leave this one unglued. Maybe that happened for a reason. All right, and then we can put some dimensionals on this. Let me get rid of the glue for right now. And I thought I left my dimensionals out. I must have thrown them back somehow. Oh, here they are, under my ink. I guess we go here. All right, now they can go back. It looks like I've got a couple of take your pick tools out. And I'm not going to worry about taking the backing off for the tear tape there, because it's really not there for function other than holding my ribbon in place. And there's just a little bit of cardstock here from the other card, not a big deal. And then we'll put that little layer on there just because I think with that layer it just looked nicer. It gave it a more polished look than when I was just kind of dry fitting it. So I think this I want to put up on some dimensionals actually. It does actually. I kind of like that. But this one I'm purposely sending it to a guy, so I think it'll be fine that it's flat. Because he probably wouldn't see the detail of the texture and depth and all of that. So this I'm going to put right about there. And I can move my knot down a little bit too, I suppose. And I could put a glue dot on there, but I don't feel the need because this is not really a grosgrain ribbon, but it's textured. It's not going anywhere. So let's go ahead and put some of my debris away. And then let's do some strawberry slush dots here. Three or five. I think I'm going to do 5. Yeah, good enough. I always have extra gems left over, so I may as well use them. All right, so this is an extra piece. I'll just put that with my designer series paper because I can use those for another card probably. So there we go. That's it for tonight. And this one, maybe I'll go get a couple of pieces of both the, I can take this one here, the Secret Sea landscape or portrait. So you did it landscape. Did you, when you do a landscape, do you have them open up at the top, or do you have them fold on the at the 5.5 mark? Because when I do mine landscaped, I don't want to risk them falling down. So when I do landscape, I do them long ways. So I think, is that a hot dog? I think maybe. All right, and I'm just going to take this little slice off of here. So if this is, let's do 1 inch. Then I can always use this for like a little fun fold too. All right. And then we can just trim this off here. Fold at the top, zigzag. Okay, cool. Post away. So this, I think, if I, let me go get a piece of the secret, or the cloud cover, but I'm going to put that up on dimensionals too. I do like it better with the border. Let's see, I know I have, here's a little scrap. I keep all of my scraps in my cardstock. What do you ladies do with your scraps? So I have I have some open shelves, so I'm able to put all of my cardstock in the color families, and I open just one end of my cardstock so that when I pull it out of the shelf, I can see the label of what the cardstock is, but then I just open that end, and then when I have scraps, I just put it right back in the bag. So you have a plastic envelope for each color. I used to keep mine just in a bin, and you know, I'd go searching for scraps and colors and get sidetracked because it's like, oh, that one's cool, I should make something out of that. But I decided just putting them in the packaging with the cardstock works better for me. All right, so cloud cover or Secret Sea. I think the Secret Sea actually makes it look a little more rich. What do you think? So Vicki, you do see, boy, we have a lot in common to put them back in the package. You're always using your scraps. Yeah, that's great, Fifi, because I usually end up with scraps, and I, you know, like my white cardstock, I'll end up with so many scraps that I finally just kind of purge a bunch of them. So I'm thinking I'm going to do the Secret Sea. So let's go ahead and put a little glue on here. And we are just about ready to wrap this up. So thank you everybody for popping in and collaborating. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments. If you feel so inclined to give me a heart or whatever the options are there, that would be great too. We'll do a couple of dimensionals on here. And feel free to share this with your friends. So we'll just put this up here. There. I like it. I think that's straight enough. So I'm going to do a couple more, not tonight, but I will post them later when I'm done. Maybe I'll work on some tomorrow. We have family in from out of town again. So I am going to do one with each of the in colors because we have an in color sale coming up. So that'll start August 5th. So last night I made some, Fifi, you didn't make it last night. Vicky, you were here last night, I think. So we did these little boxes with the Milano cookies in it. So I finished today. Well, I did the boxes. I didn't put all the sentiments on, but I have a box for each color. So I'm almost out of cookies, though, so I might have to get more cookies. All right, that's all I have tonight, ladies. Thank you so much for popping in. Thanks for chatting with me. I appreciate it. It makes sharing what I love that much more fun. So thank you, Fifi. I'm glad you caught me live since I forgot to send you a text. All right. So until probably tomorrow, happy crafting, everybody. Good night.